Back. Woo. The fuck? Come on. All right, skits. All right, boo. Yes, we back. We back. We about to get into this. We about to get into this. It was a whole lot of shit going on with the debate last night that didn't make a lot of sense. But let's start off with order. Point of order number one, and that's how Senator, Attorney General, lawyer, Esquire, now potential Vice President candidate Kamala Harris read that resume, and Mike Pence could only state that he's senator, he had that dick look on his face. I was like, oh, okay, let's get into it. That's strike one she done shamed his ass with. Number two, number two, I loved how she ever so eloquently told Mike Pence when he interrupted her during her 2 minutes, I'm talking. It's my turn to talk. It's my turn. I forgot the question, but it was dealing with something along the lines of why should the American people trust you or vote for you, something like that. And Kamala went in saying about how her record speak for itself, how she got the state of California out of this, out of that, how her as a person itself, how her parents came, her mother came from India, and that she wouldn't be here today. I'm like, all right, come on, Kamala, you're hitting the people where it hurt. You get, give them something they can feel, somebody they can actually identify with. When it was Mike Pence's turn, the only thing he did was sit up there and talk about, oh, the Obama administration did this, the Trump administration is doing that. I'm like, all right, but what did you do as governor slash senator of your home state, other than do a terrible job of fucking up a HIV/AIDS pandemic, coming for women's abortion rights, their own rights about how to take care of their own body and stuff? You Bible thumped your way to your seat. So what did you do other than talk about that, about the Trump administration? That man had an Iran talk when it was about abortion. Yes, thank you. Now, what killed me the most about this whole situation was when they were asked about police reform in Law and Order. Kamala Harris didn't have to eviscerate that man like that. She did not have to chew him up, spit him out, and throw him against the wall like that. Yes, he brought up her conviction rate, how people were put in jail for minor drug offenses. But look at how she broke it down. Look at how she broke it down. How black people are disproportionately arrested, shot, killed by law enforcement. How that anything that the Obama administration tried to do about law enforcement, Mitch McConnell and Republicans shot him down. Now look at what she said about the fine people comment. She brought it up. She brought up Heather Heyer. She brought up Michael Brown. She brought all these people up without saying their name. And how that Trump and Pence basically said that there were fine people on both sides when Heather Heyer was killed. Oh, she mentioned Trump in the Central Park Five, stating that how Trump took a whole page out in the New York Times saying that these boys were guilty when they really weren't. And still to this day, how he said he still think they're guilty, they should be in jail to this day. Well, she brought all that up. I'm like, all right, baby, do you. Do you. Now, this is where he made himself look dumb. This is where he made himself look dumb. Made himself look stupid. The moderator of the debate brought up what there was. Environmental the EPA basically. And should we trust science, this, that, and the other? Duh. The question mainly dealt with the wildfires and the hurricanes. And he was like, well, we did this, we did that. And Kamala jumped in. The same thing he did her, she did him. They literally took the word science out the off the website, dealing with the EPA on the White House website. They did something pertaining to weather and science and took that off the website. They got rid of the restrictions and regulations that the Obama administration had put out, stating that fracking, offshore drilling, manufacturing was to stay here, we were going to look for reusable and cleaner sources of energy. Y'all rolled all that back, and y'all took credit for it. They also brought up the fact about how the economy is in shambles right now. Right, Skits. Right, Skits. What does that have to do with the Affordable Care Act? And he did treat Puerto Rico like shit. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, the economy, let me stay on it. Let me stay on it. Then we're going to talk about the ACA. Now, the economy, they was riding off the coattails of the Obama administration's coattails because they got us out of a recession back in 2000 something. It didn't take them long to get us out there. Y'all sat up there and tried to take credit for it. I say this time and time again. Whenever a sitting president gets out of office, we all should have learned this in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. When a sitting president gets out of office, everything he done did comes back into play. All his regulations, rules, this, that, and the other. That's when it starts. Just because he signed it don't mean it starts right away. We all learned this. And if you didn't learn it in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, you learned this in civics and whatnot, in junior high school. So Trump tried to take all the glory for that when he didn't. So they asked about the infrastructure plan. Where's your plan? There is none. She was popping him on his head left or right. I'm like, well, damn, is she playing whack-a-mole? Now let's get on the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. And she made damn good points. Damn good points with this. For those of us that couldn't afford it, anybody that was in the working class going through bankruptcy, this, that, and the other, because medical bills was whooping their ass. The Affordable Care Act was designed just for them. Look at how many people wouldn't go into the doctor. Look at people who couldn't afford medications. Look at people who got pre-existing conditions. They couldn't get insurance. They couldn't get a doctor, no nothing. It was basically a sitting, ticking time bomb, just waiting to croak. So you want to dismantle something that was created to help the American people and just leave everybody in the balance hanging until y'all get y'all way. You playing with people's lives like that. And she basically said that in a nutshell. But what really hit home for him, and he had that dick look on his face, was when she mentioned the people who's on insurance that can't afford it, that's on their parents' insurance until the age of 26. Women with breast cancer, anybody with any type of cancer, he just sat up there and looked like, yeah, baby, she fact-checked the piss out of him. Yep, and people who didn't understand just want to, because a black man did something about it. Bingo! Okay. Another thing that she touched on last night, let me see if I get this right. Because I'm trying to remember this all off of memory. I'm going to go back and rewatch it. But, let me see. Oh, yes. It dealt with President Trump and Joe Biden. How Joe Biden was making promises about this and how Donald Trump was making promises about that. Joe Biden strictly made promises about the American people, saying that he was raising taxes on the wealthy, the top 1%. Just because he's raising taxes on the top 1% doesn't mean that we're going to have to pay more for something. The top 1% is 300 times more richer than us. They pay shit. The sitting president only paid $786 in federal taxes, but owed billions in taxes. And yet here we are as the working class, middle class, and the poor people. Taxes are steady being raised. The top 1% always gets a tax break, while we get stuck footing the bill. And this is where he cut in, saying that, oh no, Joe Biden wants to raise taxes for everybody. No, 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 no. Yes, VB. No, 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 though. Anytime there's a tax break being handed out, who gets it first? The top 1%, the millionaires, the billionaires. We don't get shit. So what was that $1,200 supposed to do? Or that $200 supposed to do, $2,000 supposed to do for the average American working class? That doesn't even foot some people rent because of this recession we in. That doesn't even put food on the table. And Kamala was like, okay, now you put yourself in a hole you can't get out of. And she stated her plan and Joe Biden's plan. So where's your infrastructure plan on how to raise taxes? He couldn't answer that question. He kept dancing around it. Oh, Veronica. Good morning, G. Parrish. Oh, Veronica. About COVID-19. Yes, she did bring that up. It astonished me how Mike Pence tried to make it seem like Obama knew about this, but Obama came up with a team of people to actually monitor epidemics and pandemics. And what did the Trump administration do? Dismantle them. Why would you dismantle something that was made for the American people to make sure something like this doesn't happen? I mean, y'all tried to blame Obama for Ebola, but not this many people died from Ebola than people dying from COVID-19. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. There was another strike on his record that had that dick look on his face. Like, really? And let's get on that fly that was flying around his head and landed on his head. That fly said, I call nothing but bullshit. Nothing but bullshit. That fly refused to move. That fly said, I'm part of this interview. I'm part of this debate. Every time you say some stupid shit, I'm going to fly closer and closer to your eye. Now notice, at the end of the debate, everybody, well, Kamala and her husband had on a mask. Mike Pence and his wife didn't. If y'all watched it all the way to its entirety, y'all seen that Kamala had on her mask, and so did her husband. Mike Pence and his shrew of a wife didn't. They sitting up there trying to prove a point. Oh, that COVID-19 not real. Bitch, your whole administration sitting up there sick already. Don't you be next. Because there is a clause in the Constitution saying that if you're like something about being unfit, in another word, meaning that you can't carry out your presidential duties, they can forcibly remove you from office. Mike Pence is the last line of defense for to hold the office. Keep it up, bitch. We're gonna have a new president early. If you look at Pence up close, you will see that his eye was red, his lips were chapped, and the man is coming down with symptoms. Jay Parrish, I think it is the 25th Amendment. I mean, we all know signs of when we get sick, and we've all sat up there and read the symptoms of when COVID-19 first came out. So if that's not telling us that he's catching it or has it already, I don't know what it is. And he did the same thing Trump did. Probably exposed millions of people to COVID right now. Since we talking about this shit, let's talk about the moderator. Did y'all notice how she showed favoritism towards Pence and called herself trying to chastise Kamala? I just want to see if y'all caught that. Mike Pence got away with murder on that debate stage last night. And anytime Kamala clapped back, the moderator was shook. Y'all not going to play me like y'all played Joe Biden. I'm going to clap back. If he can cut into my time, I'm going to cut into his. And you know when the black woman bust this look here, that's that don't play with me look. She busted out all the stops last night. She wasn't here for play. She wasn't there for fun. She was there to be on her game. VB, his longest response was 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh, the moderator was in shit. Now one of the moderators were qualified. I mean, who did the moderation for the Obama and oh boy debate? Because they need to bring that moderator back. That moderator didn't take no shit. It was your 2 minutes. That was that. Other than that, the person stopped talking. Pence was only rude because Kamala was more qualified and she was eloquently answering her questions without skipping a beat, without hesitating, without tripping over her words or stumbling. That's all that was about. You know these men can't stand to see a powerful black person or a powerful black woman or a woman in general steamroll them, press them like a panini. Y'all know this. So let's call a spade here, people. Kamala Harris bulldozed Mike Pence last night. She let that man have it. Didn't spare his feelings at any expense. Didn't cut no corners. Yes, Jay Parrish, mute the mics. Mute the fucking mics. So the next presidential debate, I wonder how they're going to do it. Are they going to set up a rule to where that whenever you start talking over your opponent, they're going to cut your mic off? Or they going to sit up there? Let me see. Forcefully tell the person to stop talking? Trump said he ain't coming. I mean, for all that, to keep everybody safe, they might as well put him in a bubble with a microphone by himself and let him talk like that at the next debate and let Joe Biden whoop his ass again. Now, don't get me wrong. The first debate was a bit of a shit show. Joe Biden kept his composure with this shit. Kept his composure to the best of his ability. But what stole the show was he made this face right here. Like, bitch, the lady said stop talking. The man said stop talking. I don't understand how a debate is rigged. I really don't. A debate is you going off of everything that these moderators collected over the years on y'all. Asking you questions about your administration plus the previous administration. So how the hell it's rigged? It's all about you using your words to pronunciate, enunciate, and deliver your damn statements and proposals. So how it's rigged? And if I'm not mistaken, the one who moderated Pence and Biden, he's staunch Republican. He works for Fox News. Just interview Joe and ask him all those questions and forget about DJT. I mean, that would be wise. Like, interview Joe Biden by himself and then interview that mango sitting over there with that peach fuzz on his head. Since he don't want to come, he is being questioned about some stupid shit he has said for years. Oh Lord, Veronica, not his penis is rigged. I mean, Skit, you make a good point right there, cause like he did say some off the wall stupid shit and don't want to take responsibility for it. And now when he's being called out about it, oh no, this is fake news. This is all about big business. You see how he is pushing this pharmaceutical. He is now trying to make it free for everyone. If that were the case, okay, V-Bay, thank you. Now, he keep pushing hydrochloroquine on people. I would be surprised if he said he took that medicine. And he gonna try and push this off on Pfizer, this, that, and the other, try and make them come out with a statement saying that yes, he took this, he took that, and it actually worked for him. Mark my words. Skits, this actually opening up a lot of people's eyes. This is opening up a lot of people's eyes. And the reason why I say it's opening up people's eyes is due to the fact that it's going to show us all who will stand for nothing or stand for something. I mean, when he first said it, look at the couples that actually died from taking the wrong type of hydrochloroquine. One couple, it was two old people. They took the one you put in your fish tank. Then somebody else did the Lysol, injected it into their system, and died. So you mean to tell me, if somebody tell you jump off of a bridge, even if it's the president, you gonna do it? 198 federal judges appointments and not one black. You make a very good point right there. I went back and read some of these judges' record, looked at their picture, and none of them are qualified in the least bit. No Latinos, no Native Americans, no Muslims, no nothing. It is all wheat, well, hold up, not wheat bread. It's all white bread up there. That's gonna hurt us in the worst way possible. Then they all Republican. Look at that woman he just appointed as a justice. She adopted 2 kids from Haiti or Nigeria, one of them, and then posted, now I wanna see how the left's gonna call me racist. You can do anything for a photo op. Trying to pander to the black and brown community. Then wants to sit up there, and speaking of pandering to the black and brown community, wants to sit up there and say that they did more for the black community than anybody else. Y'all, what has this administration done for anybody of color? Other than the first act of them coming into the office was put a Muslim ban on anybody that's Muslim, Arab, whatever you want to call it. Called Latinos, Mexicans, Spanish people rapists, saying the reason why their calves are so big because they smuggling weed in their calves. The stupidest thing he's ever said. What was another thing? He refused to condemn the cops that killed Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, anybody else. But Kamala Harris got up there and did that. And Joe Biden tried to say they felt sorry for these people. If you felt sorry for them, y'all have came out and spoke on it. Now one of y'all visited these people's families. To be honest, I vote for the best person for the job. The Republican Party looks ridiculous right now. V-Bit, you make a good point about the Republican Party. Now, last I checked, the Republican Party motto was America first, the tried and true. Okay, if America first and it's the tried and true, why y'all letting this president make y'all party look like a banana show, a shit show? A high school class, the class of 2021, we went down in history as the fuck up, as the fuck up for America. But quick to blame everything on Democrats. Child, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anytime Democrats try to help anybody in the middle class, working class, or the poor, Democrats say no, we not doing it. Donald Trump even said no until he get what he want is no. So I don't see how people don't see that. Farmers not making money like they used to. Anybody that worked at manufacturing jobs, their jobs are overseas. The trade war with China was a whole fiasco. We are paying $1,000 more for things that are made in China and Japan to come back over here. I'm gonna say the only thing we got manufacturing wise is like what? The Ford Motor Company and a few other people. And this whole trying to bring back coal. We do not live in the fucking Great Depression. What we gonna use coal for? The first thing Trump did was move everything to China. He surely did. And he surely did again. So I guess people would rather starve than look at the facts. And the facts have been laid out in front of you for 4 years straight. For 4 years straight. Like the old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Put it like this here, Skits. Who he doesn't owe money to? Who he doesn't owe money to? When you $3 billion in debt, how did you even become president? No, it's $4 billion. Okay, thank you. I stand corrected. It's $4 billion. I mean, if you really ask me, this is how he paid his debt off. If y'all listen to the debate last night, how Kamala brought up the bounty on American soldiers' heads by Russia, and you refuse to do anything about it. That airstrike that hit, I would say, Iran, and we lost buku soldiers there. Child, I'ma check that out. It's called, shit, I ain't got no paper. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, cause today is the day I cut up with this shit. Oh, today's gonna be the day I cut up. Let me see. What was it called again? I'm writing this down. Hold on. Good morning, Tata. Ooh, Jay Parrish. I'm glad you brought that up. Did y'all not see the campaign ad that the Biden administration, no, it was the Lincoln Project put out. The Lincoln Project put out an ad in support of Joe Biden. And it had this veteran. He was, I want to say 100 and something years old. And he was in, what, the Nazi war? I won't get this one right, because what Donald Trump said about prisoners of war, it made this old man cry. This old man sitting up there watching black and white ads from back in the day about the war and stating how he was a prisoner of war and how they tortured him for years. And you know, he was rescued, this, that, and the other. And they played the clip of Trump calling John, not saying that John McCain wasn't a war hero, saying that anybody who gets caught as a prisoner of war is a loser, this, that, and the other. And that old man started crying in front of that camera. And that man basically said, and I quote this man, "We need to get this monster out of chair in the world's most powerful office." And this man is talking to the world, the ones who protect that office, like we don't mean nothing. And like you could feel his pain. So yes, if anybody supports this administration, supports that that's trying to get 4 more years in the office, they're off their rocker. Their screws are loose. Marbles are done for. He sold all the jobs overseas, which is why you see more moods being imported and farmers doing the job. I mean, look at farmers. Farmers are basically going bankrupt. Like farmers have a overstock of stuff. Jay Parrish, go look for the Lincoln Project. They have ads everywhere. But farmers can't get rid of some of these stuff. Farmers barely can actually sell some of their livestock, sell some of their food because of China trying to send their shit over here. Or some of the shit already in stores and we can't put it in there until that next batch go out. Those who do livestock, those who do sugarcane, those who do soybean. Pay attention, especially if you live in a farming state or you have cane fields, corn fields, things of that nature in your state. You might want to ride around to your little rural towns, you know, the little towns that nobody go to because they consider them hick towns. Look at how they living. Look at how they struggling. But it's the people in the middle class that swear they doing so fine. When in a few we gonna be hurting like hell. Y'all, I've been on here for 32 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to get myself together and I'll be right back. Plus, I need to do that research that Jay Parrish gave me. Was that Veronica? To watch The American Dream about Mr. Trump. And I will be rewatching the election and catch things that y'all probably might have missed and don't understand. So give me about a good 2 hours. 2 hours tops and I'll be back.